So, have you ever broken up with someone and after the breakup you feel so free afterwards? Better question, have you ever broken up with yourself? Well, we're about to break up with ourselves in this video. We're about to break up with something called self-sabotage. Hey, welcome back to I Am In Your Beauty channel, where we provide tools for growth, support, and accountability for my beautiful girls and my gorgeous young ladies to walk into your purpose and live out your dream. My name is Alicia, and I'm your life coach and mentor. So this is part of our 3-part series on becoming a better version of you. And the first one is self-sabotage, breaking up with that. And it's defined as deliberately stopping ourselves from achieving something or to deliberately prevent a plan like a goal or intention or process from being successful in our life. Sabotage the great things in our life because deep down we don't feel worthy of having the great things. And what does sabotage look like? Looks like this: procrastinating, getting close to a goal and quitting, being in relationships that are unhealthy, not keeping your word to yourself, setting unrealistic goals, not trying, carrying a negative narrative story about yourself and your ability. So the first step in breaking up with self-sabotage is basically identifying the 4 identifications, which is number 1, identify what you are self-sabotaging. Number 2, identify the root cause of the sabotaging. Is it fear that's coming up? Is it envy? Is it shame? What is it? Then identify the triggers. And lastly, identify the bad habits around the self-sabotaging. So it looks like this. So let's say I wanted to start a book, for example. I got this great idea and in my head it seems like a great idea and I want to start writing the book. But every time I want to get pen to paper, it just never happens. And all these stuff comes in my mind that, oh, what you are about to write, no one wants to hear, stuff like that. So I am basically sabotaging my goal and my dream in writing a book. Then the root cause is fear. I am sabotaging because I don't think that I am good enough to write the book, or because of maybe your past, you feel like people won't understand, something like that, right? Then you're going to identify the triggers. So maybe every time you try to sit down and you try to write, these thoughts come in your mind. Or maybe when you're scrolling through, let's just say Instagram, right? That you are seeing other people who are writing books or other people that are living out their dreams, becoming successful. And it's a trigger for you, like, I want to become that. And then maybe envy that emotion starts to rise. Then the bad habits. Maybe every time you're supposed to get pen to paper, maybe you start watching Netflix, or you start to do something else. You procrastinate or you delay. Basically what procrastinating is, you delay yourself in writing the book. So you self-sabotage yourself in writing the book. Once you do self-reflection and basically know all those 4 identification, because you really got to be true to yourself when you're self-reflecting, and sometimes it does get uncomfortable and you have to be okay with getting uncomfortable. It's just basically peeling back the layers. So now you're starting to peel back the layers of self-sabotaging. So the main thing is we self-sabotage because we listen to our inner critic. And your inner critic voice might say that you are not good enough to do such a goal, or good enough to achieve this, or you don't deserve happiness, or you don't have it in you to pursue a goal or to have a good relationship. What we really need to do is put away those harsh inner critic voices of the I can't and I am a failure. So those negative voices is basically something called our self-limiting thoughts. And we need to replace those self-limiting thoughts with our new inner positive voice, positive thoughts, and encouraging words. So basically, we need to know how to pick up ourselves and encourage ourselves as well. Remember, we have a choice to not engage in those self-sabotaging thoughts and start building new positive behaviors. And then we're going to need to change our negative behaviors. And just remember that in every moment, we are taking an action either towards our future self or away from our future selves. Every negative thought, every negative action that you take actually conflicts with your happiness, and it holds you back from your true potential. What you need to do is basically try to find ways to replace those old patterns with new patterns that will help you towards your goal. So we can always plan when the condition is right, when it's a perfect situation. Turn your negative habits into positive habits. Turn your negative thoughts into positive thoughts. But what happens when there's obstacles? So for example, back to the whole book example. So I finally got my mind right. I am putting pen to paper and I'm writing this great book, the great idea that I had in my mind. But then I have something called a writer's block. So I'm stuck. Usually when you're stuck, self-sabotaging basically looks like this. You're delaying yourself writing the book, and now you're gonna, let's say, binge watch something on Netflix, and instead of you sticking to it, you're basically spending hours now watching Netflix, and you're not gonna come back to writing the book because you feel stuck. And this is basically an obstacle for you. So instead of you going to watch or binge watch, go for a walk for 20 minutes. Dance it out for 20 minutes. Walk away for a little bit from that area, from that environment. Change that habit of you going straight to watching Netflix that you know it's going to take hours into something that is positive or in something that is a new behavior. So for my tips and gems for this week is basically clarifying your values to help you break up with your self-sabotaging. Your values help you take root and of your old behavior and changing them into your new behavior. So your values is basically defining your why you want to achieve whatever you are self-sabotaging. So you're self-sabotaging, let's say, going back to the example with the book, and maybe you need to know why is it that you want to write this book. Know your why, and when you know your why and being very, very clear and specific on what your why is, it will help you leave those bad behaviors and old patterns behind. So that is it, my part 1 of how to become a better version of you. Next week, we'll be talking about discovering different alters in order to keep you motivated. Stay tuned for next week. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. But most of all, don't forget to live out loud. And we all know what that means. Live out your dreams. Thanks for watching. I'm in your beauty channel.